Wee! It's 4:20 here in colorful Colorado. I'm Esther, and welcome to Slumcat Munchies. April 20th, or 420, is the day cannabis enthusiasts celebrate the joys of marijuana. And there's a lot to celebrate. Here in the U.S., it is now legal to recreationally use marijuana in 17 states, Washington, D.C., and Guam. And for medical use, that number is now 36 states, 4 out of 5 U.S. territories, and our nation's capital. Great news indeed for folks like me who choose to use marijuana in place of big pharma opiates for pain. I was crushed in an automobile accident back in 2000, and I have a pile of titanium screws, rods, and plates holding me together. So yep, I use cannabis medically for pain and recreationally for fun. So let's bake some brownies, that is. And I have the oven preheating to a toasty 325 degrees. And I have a pan prepared, an 8x8 square pan with some parchment pressed into it lightly. And this recipe starts in a saucepan, like this one, just a medium saucepan. I have going over medium heat. Take a peek. There it is in this pan. I have, well, there we go. I have a half cup of white sugar, a quarter cup of brown sugar, a half of a disc of Mexican hot chocolate that looks like this, and the disc inside, oh, I didn't open it, looks like that. So I just hacked it in half and chopped it up very finely, and here that is. It's gonna go in. Also in here is 2 tablespoons of water. So on medium, I'm going to whisk this until it starts boiling. And when it comes to a boil, we'll be right back. And here we are. It's come to a boil. I've removed it from the heat, and now I'm going to add a cup and a half of chopped dark chocolate, very dark chocolate, 88%, or a cup and a half of semi-sweet chocolate chips. Whatever you happen to have. This was a lovely gift from some kind neighbors of ours. And you're just going to whisk that into that hot liquid, and that chocolate will melt right in. Oh, okay. Our oven is up to 10. All right, I've just got a few little chunks left in here. They will dissipate very quickly. All right, there it is. This mixture will very quickly become quite stiff, so a heavy-duty whisk is very helpful. All right, the chocolate is completely melted, and to that we are going to add 3 teaspoons of instant coffee powder, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. I'm going to stir that in a little bit. And now that it's kind of cooled a little bit, it's ready for a couple of eggs. And I'm going to start them out with this whisk just to get them going. Kind of tempers it with this warm whisk a little bit too. Although there's really not much need to worry about it. Things are going to go together quickly here. So into the eggs, and we're going to whisk them in. No curdling whatsoever. All right. And then we're going to sift in 2/3 cup of flour, a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And I'm just going to sift it right into the pot. Not very many dishes with this recipe, which is always a plus to me. And there it goes. 2/3 cup goes pretty quickly. Just making sure I get it all. There we go. Oh. I'm just gonna get that going. It'll take a minute to go in. Alright. It's coming together quickly. Okay. Once all that flour is completely incorporated, and you can mix the heck out of it, no need to worry about over mixing in this case. It's going to become very thick. Alright. Don't want to lose any of that lovely brownie batter. There are two camps when it comes to brownies. Cakey or fudgy. I am very much on the fudgy side. I figured cakey brownies, isn't that just chocolate cake? I much prefer fudgy. Okay. So, here we go into our prepared pan with our batter. Make sure I get all of it. All right, and then I'm just gonna spread it out a little bit with my spatula. Make sure it gets into all the corners. There we go. Looks good. And that is going to go into our oven at 325 for 30 minutes, and we'll be back to rescue it from the heat. And it's out, and it's on a cooling rack to aid in cooling. Because friends, this is the hardest part. It needs to sit for an hour for that lava chocolate layer to solidify into the luscious fudginess that it will be. So I'm off to battle on behalf of my beloved team, the Flying Fingers and June's Journey, and we'll be back to dive into chocolatey goodness. All right, it's time for patience to be rewarded. The brownies have cooled and solidified, and it's time to cut into them. This recipe makes 9 good-sized brownies. Are you a corner person or a middle person? I'm somewhere in the middle, I guess. I like both. I'm gonna try a little side piece here. All right. Check out that lovely fudginess. Whoa. Look at that. All right. Let's have a taste. How about a fork so I don't get things everywhere? Alright. Oh my. And I am so glad I have some milk at the ready. It is so good. Very deep and dark and luscious fudgy center. That Mexican chocolate has a lovely hint of cinnamon along with its deep dark chocolatey notes that it brings to the party. And man, is it good. Okay, one more little bite. There's the milk. How you like my new Grogu mug? I'm kind of in love with the Mandalorian. In the description below will be this recipe along with some options, such as adding some cannabis infused butter or coconut oil if you like, or adding toasted chopped pecans to the top before you bake it, maybe even along with some semi-sweet chocolate chips as well. I hope you try it. I hope you enjoy. If you ever happen to use edibles, please be safe. They have a delayed reaction when they hit you. Please be safe. Have fun. Peace and love to you all. Good night.